What is a fact about the human body that not many people know about? We have a fifth valve in our hearts that seals up right after we're born. Apparently anything similar to that afterwards is a huge surgical procedure. The human body is amazing. If you squirt warm water into someone's ear with a syringe, their eyes will automatically turn to the side that you squirted the water. If you use cold water, their eyes will automatically turn to the other side. https://en.wikipedia.org/wiki/caloric_reflex_test. Humans are one of a few species of mammal that oddly don't produce their own vitamin C due to lack of a certain enzyme. Other mammalian species who exhibit this mutation are those contained in the main primate suborder Haplorhini, monkeys, apes, tarsiers, as well as bats, capybaras, and guinea pigs. All other mammals produce vitamin C in the liver. Apparently about 20% of people have a bony ridge on the roof of their mouth. Most people's palates are smooth with a very slight ridge. The 20% like me have an exaggerated and more pronounced ridge. Apparently it's most common in women and Asian folk, and I'm neither, so that's neat. I always thought it was totally normal. Your brain likes stimulation. If it doesn't get any, it will make some up. Some people are more susceptible to it than others. The colors you see before you fall asleep are a common mild occurrence. There are several classes of these hallucinations: closed eye visuals, which are caused by leaving your eyes closed for a long time; hypnagogia, which is caused by the onset of sleep; prisoner's cinema, which is caused by looking into a dark place for a long time; Gansfeld effect, which is caused by blocking out all external stimuli; and Charles Bonnet syndrome, caused by sight loss. And #X200B. Most are these are simple phosphenes, but some can be whole imagined scenes, or more abstract fractal-like imagery. Most reflexes never make it to your brain. The sensory aspect travels to the spinal cord, and the spinal cord itself sends the muscle movement signals to your limbs. Babies can break their collarbone during delivery. It happens quite often, but heals quickly. My teacher told me that, if it happened to you OFC, you may feel a slightly higher spot on your collarbone, called the callus, where the fracture grew back together. When you get conditioned to physical activity, your circulatory system adapts: more blood, more vessels, more blood cells, but your lungs really don't. This is because no matter how much blood your heart is able to deliver to your lungs, the lungs still have no problem oxygenating it. This is why your oxygen saturation doesn't drop during exercise, unless you have a heart defect. One of the things that make humans unique from other animals is the fact that there is no actual bone in human boners. All other apes have them, although they are reduced in size, and most other mammals do too, notable exception being rats. We don't know exactly why we are missing this bone called a baculum. The best theory I've seen is that without an actual bone, only relatively healthy male humans can copulate. People who live in extreme conditions for generations adapt in extreme ways. For example, people that live in high elevations often have larger lungs and different blood makeup. Or my favorite is the Beijiao people that live on the water and spend a lot of their time diving. Their spleens have become 50% larger in order to store more blood. https://n.wikipedia.org/wiki/samabeijiao #freediving_adaptations. That the body's pH is 7.35 to 7.45, and if any of those scam products that promise to change the pH of your body actually worked, you'd be dead. There's a right and a wrong way to swallow, and the first swallow pattern you learn isn't the right one. Babies swallow by pushing their whole tongue forward, since it's better for nursing. However, as you transition to solid foods, you are supposed to change to a swallow where you put the tip of your tongue on the roof of your mouth and roll the food back. Not everyone does, and those that don't are more likely to choke, eat too fast, develop dental problems, and some develop a lisp or distorted sounds as they learn to talk. Human eggs are small but big enough to be visible to the human eye. 39% of people have an extra bone in their knee. https://www.the-scientist.com/news-opinion/tiny-hyphen-knee-hyphen-lost-hyphen-in-hyphen-humans-hyphen-657664. 100 years ago only 11% of people had this bone. Humans have, on average, just as many hairs on their body as chimpanzees. Human hair is just a lot shorter and finer. The hyoid bone is a bone not attached to any other bones in the human body and is only considered the anchor of the tongue. Your brain continues to try to revive the body long after the heart has stopped. In some cases 30 hours later there has been found brain activity trying to make repairs to bring the body back. This is used to indicate time of death in murder victims. Edit. Upon research I should clarify, the brain survives after the heart stops for several minutes, however electroencephalomagnetic, EEG, brain activity continues for not only 30 hours but in some cases up to 72 hours after brain death. The link for the information is here. https://pubmed.ncbi.nlm.nih.gov/3619714. When you have a bowel movement, your heart rhythm shifts temporarily due to a vagus response. The reason Elvis died on the toilet was because his heart was beating 200 plus BPM and the quick rhythm change caused a myocardial infarction. People with low heart rates have been known to pass out on the toilet because their bodies can't handle the shift. It's also why EMTs will absolutely not let you use the bathroom before getting on the ambulance. Especially if the bathroom is a standard 5x8. Every minute you shed over 30,000 dead skin cells off your body. 30% of body waste is excreted via skin. You can live normally with half your brain. In some severe drug-resistant epileptic syndrome in young kids, the only option to stop the seizures is to remove a complete brain hemisphere. After a while, with proper re-education and all, the children can go on to have a normal life without cognitive deficit. They will have a limping, blindness from one eye and a very weak arm but can lead a normal life and not end up cognitively impaired. One of the earliest signs of Alzheimer's disease, before the memory loss, could be the loss of the sense of smell. It's also the case with Parkinson's disease. Our brain looks wrinkled because it is actually folded inside our skull in order to fit a maximum of surface and thus neurons and cell communications. Some animals like rodents have a completely smooth brain. Positive blood type women can have positive and negative blood type babies without issue. Negative blood type women require a shot with antibodies to prevent the mother's immune system from attacking the fetus if it is a positive blood type. You can grow a new human being faster than most missing toenails can grow back. If you faint at the sight of your own blood, you may have an oversensitive vasovagal response. The theory is that this developed as a survival mechanism, kind of like an opossum playing dead. There are tiny cilia that spin in a certain direction. If they spin in the opposite direction while you're developing in the womb early on, that is how you get organs transposed onto the opposite side of your body. In theory, humans could breathe a liquid if it was supersaturated with oxygen. It wouldn't be easy because the density of liquid being so much higher than air, so after 15 minutes or so you would be too fatigued to continue breathing. The hardest part is getting all the liquid out of the lungs so the person doesn't get pneumonia. Swallowing has a cool down. Our brains make up, on average, around 2% of our body weight but consume 20% of our caloric intake. The shoulder blade is a more complicated joint than you'd think. While the hip is a ball and socket that just rotates, the shoulder can fold forward. If you sit with your back against the chair, hold your hand on your collarbone. Then try moving your shoulder forward. You should be able to move the joint forward without moving your back from the chair. The human body typically only uses 30% of its muscle strength. The only times where your body will activate full power is when it's life or death. The cost of full muscle power is torn muscles, broken bone, stress, and in some cases, lacerations.